welcome back to my channel. I am coming at you barefaced except for my brows and my eyes being primed, because today I'm going to talk to you about a new subscription service that is also new to me. I have never tried this. They did send me the product. I'm just here to tell you my first impression. It is a first impressions. I know sometimes people get a little iffy about first impression videos because your views can change. However, I feel like if it's not a foundation or a complexion product, my view is probably not going to change that much. So I figure y'all are kind of okay with me doing a first impression. So let's actually talk about what we are going to be talking about today. This is the Deck of Scarlet subscription service. Now, I know y'all have probably seen a couple videos from other people talking about this, but y'all know I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not saying the other people aren't telling you the truth, but I will give you my honest thoughts and opinions on this palette, as I would hope that the company would want. So, what Deck of Scarlet is, it's a makeup subscription that you get every 2 months. It is based off of a certain influencer, so somebody that's got a lot of influence on Instagram or a lot of influence on YouTube, and they kind of create their own palette. And so you open this box. This is the box that comes in a box. You open the box. It has win a 1-year subscription, share your best look, stuff like that. It has nice padding, and then you get the actual product. So this is the influencer that is in this 2-month palette or box. So this one is Nazanin Kavari. Please forgive me if I'm butchering your name. I honestly don't follow her on YouTube or Instagram, but I know a lot of people do because she's got some high numbers. So basically they base it off this influencer. The influencer picks the colors, and it comes with 2 different things. This is the palette, and it is $29.95 per box that you get. So every 2 months. So basically you get, if you open up this side of the palette, you're getting 3 eyeshadows, a blush, and a highlight. I feel like maybe one time I saw somebody talk about a bronzer. Maybe not, but maybe it was just a darker blush. But a blush, a highlight, and 3 eyeshadows. These are full-size products, so I mean, really, it's not a bad price. It's $30 for 5 full-size products on this side with a nice mirror. You do get a mirror. And then on this side, separated, you have 2 cream lipsticks. Now, I will say I did swatch these before I came on here. This one was way creamier than I thought, which, you know, kind of reflects the big old finger indent you have into it. But we'll get to that when we get to the lips, because that's probably the color I'm going to use. So it also comes with 1 additional product every month. I know some months, it'll be right down here, some months it's an eyeliner. One month I think it was like a lip chubby stick. 1 month it was a lip liner. This is the long-lasting liquid eyeliner. So we'll also use that. Another, important part to mention, I feel like, a Deck of Scarlet is cruelty-free, paraben-free, and made in the USA, which I know is very important to a lot of us. So I wanted to be sure and tell you that. I'm going to put my hair back, and we're going to start. Okay, let's first start with these eyeshadow colors, because that's what I do first. The names are Show Cute, Taj, and Feeling Peachy. So let me see if it'll focus for you so you can see. I did swatch these before, and I will say that I'll also put them on. The pink color has very little payoff. Like, it's some sparkle, and that's it. So that's the pink color, that's the brown color, and that's the peach color. So you can see they're very soft, not incredibly pigmented eyeshadows, which some people may enjoy. Some people, it might be, kind of a turn off for them. But honestly, I'm not overly intrigued with the peach or the pink color, so I'm just going to use this brown color right here, and I'm going to do like a 1 shadow look, because we know I like some simple eyes. I'm just going to use the mirror that it comes with. Zoom you in a little bit. And also, this will be good for me to use the liner with, because I do want to try out that liner. So I didn't put any kind of like base down, which is not normal for me, but that's just, I just want it to be very, something in my eyelash, very soft, which I do enjoy a soft matte eye, especially one that's so easy. So, I am having to go back into this color, but it is a really pretty taupe. I don't know. There have been times with clients that I've wanted a color like this, and I haven't been able to find one. So I'm not mad about that, but I will say the other colors pigmentation, it doesn't really impress me. Now, that's not to say it's going to be that way with every palette, because we all know formulas change with the colors, but so far the matte color is the only one that I really care to use. And you can see I'm using an It Brushes for Ulta Plush All Over Shadow brush, and you can see I am having to go back in, but it is a pretty effect. You're just gonna have to work on it. So if you're not a fan of like layering shadows over and over again, you may not want this particular palette, but you know, the lipsticks and the blush and highlighter could change all that. So I'm just building it up to the intensity I want. I'm obviously taking it up into my crease because this is a one color look, and I want it to be where I would put all of my eyeshadow color. So that's that. So it's like this is honestly a really good color for like no makeup looks. Very natural, because it just gives a kind of like, this is what my lids would look like naturally anyways kind of look. So I do like the undertone of that shadow. So now we're going to try out the long lasting liquid eyeliner. This is in the color, does it have a color? It says Coco Cavari. Is that the color? I don't know. It is a, what is that? Oh, it's not black. I think it's brown. I hope it's brown. I hope that's not their black. It almost looks like it has a very dark brown undertone. But it is a brush applicator. It's not felt tip, which props for that, because I'm not a huge fan of felt tip because it frays way too easily. So we're gonna see how this goes. Now, if you like haven't subscribed to this yet, or if this looks like it's something you might be interested in, they did tell me that you can purchase previous palettes separately. I think they might be a little bit more than the $29.95, but probably not too much more. So this is going on. I mean, if you're new to my channel, I have some wrinkly eyelids. Mama's got some wrinkles. She got some crepiness. And this is going on wonderfully. I would not lie to y'all. I like this eyeliner. I'll be interested to see how long it takes for it to dry out, because if it doesn't take long, that's the kind of an eyeliner that I would repurchase by itself. I don't know if they do that, but I like it. All right, I have decided, let me zoom y'all out because that's all I'm going to do for the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything that I would do up until blush and highlight, and then we'll talk more about that. But now we're going to go to the actual blush in the palette. Now, this blush is called Baby Doll, which I think is pretty appropriate because it is like a baby doll Barbie pink. Not used to using blushes like this, but when I swatch it, this is the swatch. That's the swatch on the hand, and that's a very like hard swatch. So I'm hoping, as I reach back here to get my blush brush, that it's not as intense on the eye. This is a very clean blush brush. I just deep shampooed my blush or my brushes yesterday. So I'm just gonna lightly tap that. It kind of reminds me, it's a little bit hot pinker, but of Bobbi Brown Pale Pink in the pan. But I am having to kind of like build it up. So it's not something that should like scare you by any means. I think it's pretty. It's a matte bronzer. It doesn't have any kind of shimmer in it. So I'm going to take my, now I'm going to take the highlighter, which is called Yasmin. It's pretty. Can't really tell. It's like it's almost got a pinky undertone to it, which, you know, I don't have many of those, so it's not a bad thing to have. It's not one of those like put it on your brush and it's not one of those put it on your brush and fear that you're gonna look like a disco ball like all of a sudden. It is buildable, so that's good for the more natural girls out there. It does look a little white on me, but that could just be, I don't know, because I feel like the foundation is a little light on me too. So maybe it's a little more noticeable. Maybe I built it up too much. I don't know. It's not a bad highlighter, but it's probably not one that I'm going to like reach for a ton. So far on this side, it's the blush and the middle eyeshadow are the two standouts for me. I could bathe in that stuff. You're like, yes, Mandy, you could, because you just did. All right, now I'm gonna go back with that middle eyeshadow and smoke out my lower lash line with my Wayne Goss number 20 brush. I just feel like the eyeshadows, they're just a little bit drier. I can't stand it when you put like setting spray or something on and then you look in the mirror and you realize how bad you need to shave your face. That's me right now. That's my situation. Clippers are coming out tonight. Got something in my eye. Holy cow, we're gonna stop for just a second. Okay, here's a side note for you. The NARS Complete Matte Concealer is not waterproof. I think I'm gonna shave with my makeup on. And then I'm gonna take the highlight in the palette and I'm gonna use it to highlight my brow bone and inner corner and see how I like that. Yeah, okay, so what I'm finding with these products is that while they're not like awful, you do have to build them up, at least in this palette. Which, you know, some people get very intimidated by super pigmented products that give you too much on the front end. So, you know, that may be a good thing for some people, but I mean, you're gonna have to build them up. Okay, so now we're gonna do lips. We are going to go over to this section. I do like how they separate the creams and the powders with two separate flaps or covers so that, you know, any kick up that might come from the powders, even though I don't really feel like there was much, will not get into your creams and vice versa. I mean, you're gonna have to use a lip brush with this or your finger. If you have super small lips, a finger might not always be the best option because obviously if you have, you know, small lips, your finger's gonna be a little bit bigger and it may get everywhere. But I have a plethora of lip brushes because of my job, but you may not. But also any synthetic small eyeshadow brush will work. So these colors are called Majesty and Birthday Suit. Right here is Majesty, which is like a really pretty coral pink color, and then Birthday Suit. So the Birthday Suit has more of a shine to it, and again is more creamy than Majesty, which was a little harder to pick up from the pan, but not hard enough to where I feel like it's not gonna be comfortable on the lips. So I'm gonna start off with a lip liner, which again, I think sometimes comes with this, depending. And this is Curvy from ColourPop. So I'm gonna actually take something called the Detailer Brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to pick up Birthday Suit. It's almost got like an orange undertone, so we'll see. You know, I'm not big on like dark. Yeah, it really has an orange undertone when you put it towards, let me zoom you in, when you put it against that lip liner. Now there is no mirror on this side, so you will have to have both flaps open when you're working with the lipstick. And it doesn't feel as creamy on the lips. I am having to go back in quite a bit to pick up more color. And it does feel a little more matte on the lips than it did when I swatched, but that's the color right there. I can honestly say I don't have any colors like this because I don't normally like gravitate to darker nudes, and I almost always wear a gloss because I don't know if you can tell, I have some pretty wrinkly lips. So if a lipstick isn't super glossy in of itself, I feel like I kind of need a gloss to camouflage. So I am just gonna put a gloss on, but that is the color. It's a pretty color. It's not something I'm uncomfortable wearing, especially now that I have a little bit more color on me. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Bare Minerals Far Out gloss. So it just lightened it a little bit, but it's still got that like nice kind of rust undertone. Yeah, I'm really liking that combination. Plus for that. Okay, so I was just reading, you can buy the palette separately, but it's gonna be $45 without your subscription. So you're gonna be paying $15 more if you don't have this subscription. So this one is the July, August edition. So in September, October, they will have a different edition. So my final first impression thoughts of the Deck of Scarlet palette. I think the concept is wonderful, especially if you are just getting into makeup, and you are on a budget. Okay, do I think it's something that I personally need? Not necessarily, but I've got more makeup back there than any 500 people would ever need. But one of the reasons that I, do enjoy the concept is that it will take you out of your comfort zone, because you're not always going to get nudes that you might be comfortable wearing, or you aren't always going to get bold lips, which some people are only comfortable wearing. So, it does give you the opportunity to take you out of your comfort zone. It does help build your collection. Like I said, if you're new and you're on a budget, I mean, $30 I don't think is bad. My favorite, this liner is hands down wonderful. The best thing of the set. Wasn't entirely impressed, once again as a recap, with the eyeshadows. The middle one is a really pretty color. I don't necessarily have it. It's a taupe and it's got a hint of a green undertone. I just don't have anything like that, so I probably will come back to this palette for that. The highlighter is a little, I don't know, I feel like I had to pick up the highlighter and the blush a little too much. But again, if you're new to makeup, you're not going to want something that kicks up way too much product or is so pigmented that you may overdo it because you're not used to how to manipulate your makeup to work for you. I love the idea of the two lipsticks, and I do like the second flap that they put over, as I said. And this lipstick is really pretty. It was just not creamy enough for me, so I did have to add a gloss, but the color in general is very pretty. So I'm going to let you decide whether or not you think this is a good, palette subscription box. I think it's clever. I think it's a good idea. I think that, they're collaborating with YouTubers so that you can go back to check out those YouTubers and see how they use it, because I'm sure they have a lot of videos of themselves applying the makeup, and you will obviously get different viewpoints of how to use the colors in the palette. It would be very easy to pop that highlight color over the matte color that I have on the lids. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can use this palette, and if you end up loving the colors, then it'd be great for travel because it is nice and cardboard and sturdy. So I'm going to link down below where you can get the subscription to Deck of Scarlet if you are interested, and I'm going to try to figure out, I think I have a 10% code. It's not affiliated, I don't make any money off of it. It's just to save y'all money if you do decide to try it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you've kind of been wondering what this subscription box was all about, hopefully I brought a little bit new light to the subject, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very blessed day.